بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Welcome to all of you in this 8th session of ORIC. This is a very exclusive session of Mr. Sajid Yusuf, who will present academia-industry collaboration. Please welcome Mr. Sajid. Thank you very much.
Welcome to this session, and today's presentation is based upon a workshop which was conducted in Australia, and a very thorough framework from industry and academia. Different personalities have been outlined and recommended some certain features which I am going to entail, and apart from this, there are some certain problems or the constraints which have been discussed, and how to cope with those constraints have been recommended or suggested. So let's start the important features of today's framework. Before this, first of all, the background. In academia or university and industry, collaboration is very important. It is the demand internationally, because most of the automation and most of the work which has been carried out in the different continents with of the different countries, particularly the advanced countries, and whether Europe or in some of the Asian countries like Korea, Japan, and some other countries. So there are some certain issues when deal with the collaborative work, trying to work with in collaboration is not easy. It is a very challenging one, because until and unless there is the recognition of respecting and giving the proper value to the hands which are collaborating for uplift of this research work, and it doesn't only confine to the writing, or you can say just trying to contribute to writing the research and publication, but actually it has gone beyond publication. The work which is which has turned into an action research, and in order to demonstrate the skills and the academic, you can say, expertise on the ground, so that different sections and the different areas in social, entities may be improved and enhanced. So let's begin with this session. Framework. First of all, it is important to understand background, but I don't need to visit this background. You know it very well. Research methodology, about that one. So what research methodology has been adopted? So point-wise it would be, and then best practices and approaches to improve, and then collaborative framework. The most important at the end is the barriers to university-industry collaboration. Now, since after the background or introduction, research methodology was one of the prime focus. So literature review, relevant papers, article proceedings, and reviews and publications, and all of these trying to in touch and to concert all these type of things is one of the best practices. This is one of the research methodology. Another, qualitative data collection. This workshop, which was conducted in a university in Australia, in which all these people or the collaborators, they try to focus on certain pragmatic working of this action research. When I was trying to find out this specific guideline, so I was thinking that in Pakistan, research is a big challenge, and even, it is not easy for for us to maintain data, even some of the data may not be the valid one that we needed. So it means that we need to restructure, or we have to focus on, when it talks to governments, it may be the local government, it may be the provincial government, it may be the federal government. And certainly there are some certain. So what actually suggests this framework is, one of the most area is government institutions or department which are very important to collect the data, because the systematic data or official data is managed by the government. It is not possible for the private entity to depend upon the data that may not be valid or something. So that is the reason the action research in the advanced countries is going on, and this may be one of the major constraints that you can find. It was about the academia that I was talking about. Now, what is the responsibility of industry? What industry needs? A strong commitment to continued interest in the project during development stages, and since there are some certain stages involved, the early stage of communication, later stage, certain allocating certain tasks and responsibilities, and there are a lot of things. It means any project which is to be initiated with the collaboration of academia and industry. So careful analysis, environment, social environment, government agencies, similarly the academia's expertise, and industrialists who may be most importantly investing for this project. So all of them, they need to be taken into confidence relating to the success of the project. So these are some of the. Then absorptive capacity. So what is absorptive capacity? It means sometimes it is very hard to accept some certain terms and conditions, but despite of these, few of the terms and conditions that you may not agree upon have to be agreed, because for that little thing we cannot refuse or we cannot sideline the whole project. So it means there are some certain compromises which are to be made in collaboration. So this is one. The process may, what sort of the qualified or technical or unskilled workers are needed, and similarly, this is from the academia side. But what sort of the experienced and the skillful people who might lead the academia in the light of their experiences to make a success in action research. So this is one of the most important elements in research, action research. Then another thing, boundary standards. It means that it is important from the beginning to realize that those actually who might have a very, very significant role to play in contributing their part, it is important that they need to be recognized, or they need to be, their role and their expertise must be identified in different ways. Maybe some perks and privileges, maybe some appreciation by awarding something. So these are the something. Unless and until you have a very proper policy of trying to analyze each of the individual in this framework, this is not possible, because one who might think is playing a more important role but maybe neglected from any appreciation, maybe neglected from any benefit, something like that. So this is the boundary spanners, and then social connectedness. As earlier it has been indicated, unless and until the social phenomena relating to the relevant people and environment, some you can say in since the research may be taken in different areas and different disciplines. So some disciplines like environmental issues, there may be some certain cultural issues. For instance, Professor Dr. Akhlaq Saab, he wanted to, he tried to introduce you can say project, that was relevant to the female health issues. Maybe in some communities it may not work. So, but most of the educated segment of society it may work. But maybe some certain areas where there may be the issue of culture. These are some of the certain approaches which may certainly work as a driving force to the actual research. Not only, like in the beginning as I indicated, that not only it is the matter of publication only, but it is the matter of doing something. So this is what has been, it is the proactive role of universities, so that university doesn't only focus on that how much publication it has contributed to a research journal or international research journal, but the thing is, what is on the ground, what work has it completed, or it has you can say materialized. So again, this collaborative, one of the platform, as you know, most of us are trying to disseminate information through this medium of communication, IT. And it is not only IT relating to the internet, it is also, there may be some centers, research centers, maybe research individuals, who may be available. Similarly, WhatsApp groups, a lot of other, forms which may be considered. So, this is almost indicated to you, not only the academic experts, but also the technical experts, and similarly the skillful people who can handle some certain things. It is also required here, and employing and preparing staff, because when academia tries to select some teachers, maybe some of among some of the staff members, and maybe some students, post-graduate students or some other students. So in order to select them, it is important that some of the students are doctoral, you can say qualified people. They may belong to the business community. So the better to choose them rather to choose only those actually who simply
Elaborate.
you can say that they are, acquiring education just to serve somewhere else. But because it is the question of industry, so that a business, a student from a business class might have a very good contribution, something. Then awareness about the product. Whatever has been achieved at the end, whatever the product, whatever the results, so it is important, those results should be disseminated. Now, the most important area is barriers to university-industry collaboration. What sort of the issues which are very important and which cannot be resolved until and unless legally there is a framework. Very hard to be easily sorted out. So you might, focus on this, why IP issue rises or it surfaces. It is one of the reasons, because companies which invest their capital later on, they believe that the IP issue, intellectual property issue, So that's all for today. This session hopefully might have give you an insight about the framework of action research in collaboration with academia and industry. And I would like to thank all the participants who have spared their precious time and have come from different areas. And some of our participants, they are online. And thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you very much.